Howdy, I'm Derek Henry with XLEV8 Consulting, and in this how-to video we're going to walk through a macro called Bulk Sheet Update. Now the idea of this is when you have a file with lots of different sheets and you want to rename them, you want to reorder them, or other common settings, this is going to help you do it in bulk. And it's dynamic. It's going to build a sheet for you to kind of reconfigure things based on what sheets you have. So to run this, we're going to use the macro search box. That's the easiest way. Type in the word bulk and then part of the word sheet and then update. Now there are other ones to reorder, to rename, etc. This can do several things. So this is one I tend to use. Now notice based on this file we're in, there was nothing going on. It's looking for this sheet called bulk sheet update. If it doesn't find it, it will build it for you in the active file. Now based on the sheets you have in that file, it will list them out. So if you want to change the name of this from sheet 1 to something else, notice that's there. It also has a drop down so you can't accidentally rename an old sheet to something else. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't know what to update, right? So there's all these other settings. We're going to walk through these in one where I've already put together these settings to reconfigure the sheets. So in this one here, this is an example of something I've used in the past where I would download a report and it had a different sheet for each of the locations. Okay, and when it spit it out, it was kind of ugly. It had these really long names and we wanted to just keep it very simple. So here are the old names. Here are the new names. I did not change any of the order. I didn't care as long as I could find it easily. So we wanted a more condensed name so we could easily see more of the sheets. Do we want to show or do we want to hide the sheet? So if you want to hide some of the aggregate sheets or hide some of the sheets you don't care about, you can put hide there. What color do you want the sheet to be? Just change the cell fill color and it will change that for you. Do you want to freeze the panes at a certain spot? So in this case, we wanted to always freeze the panes right here in cell B5. So that lets you do that. What zoom level do you want to give it? By default, this is kind of ugly. There's a whole lot of big fonts here. If you want to trim that down from 120%, you could do that. What page layout? Do you want that to be normal or page break or page layout itself, showing you how it might look when you print it? Do you want to hide or show the grid lines? Same thing with the headings. And then, do you want to delete some of the sheets? And we did that every once in a while. There were 5 or 6 in there that were old and had no values in there. They're just old and they were closed or something. You just have to delete those programmatically without you having to do it yourself. So there's a lot of things this can do for you, so you don't have to. Now off to the side, here's a list of the existing sheet names, and it uses that to power the drop-down list off to the side here. That's why you see all of these in a drop-down. So if you're going to rename them, you cannot accidentally change that. Now you can override that, but it's there for your benefit, so you don't rename something or misspell something. So once this is filled in, okay, we're going to run it again. Bulk sheet update. And it's going to process all of these settings that we just used in a matter of seconds. It's going to rename things. If you asked it to, it's going to reorder them. Be careful with reordering so that you don't duplicate any numbers or miss any. There's some things it'll do to fix that, but if you have the number 5 3 times, well, you can't have 3 sheets in the exact same spot. The visibility, what the tab color is, where's it going to freeze panes, the zoom level, the page layout, all those things are going to be adjusted for you in one big step, so you don't have to. Now the idea is that this is probably a file that you're going to download and want to make these changes to many, many times. Okay? So take that into account when you build your preferred layout of what the file is going to look like. What order it's going to be in, what names you want to give the different files, etc. Because you can reuse this. Okay? And any changes it makes, it's going to highlight those for you, kind of confirming what it did. Show you a little prompt here, how many sheets were updated. Notice that it renamed them, so a lot easier to see more sheets. It added freeze panes, it made the zoom level better, and then any of these other settings that you wanted to do, it's going to do them for you. We didn't hide any in this case. We didn't change any of the grid lines or the heading settings that would delete anything, so those really didn't do anything. But you can kind of see what's going on here. So just follow the instructions here. Is it required? Is it not? Leave the order and the sheet name. Don't have to have a new sheet name or a new sheet order, but the other things, maybe you want to do. So that's what we're trying to do, just make it easier to make changes in bulk and then reuse this effort over and over again if it makes sense to do so. Now there's other macros that you might use to help with this. The table of contents might be helpful. Some of the others, just so you can use the name of the sheets that you had before or whatever. So leverage those if it makes sense. Otherwise, that's what we're trying to do. So hopefully you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.